So we know that gradient for this graph will be rate over concentration. As you can see, if we write rate over concentration of A, this is equal to K. This is equal to K. So the gradient in this case is constant. In the zero order reaction, the gradient was zero. In first order reactions, the gradient of the rate versus concentration graph is the rate constant K. And in second order reactions, we have rate is equal to K times A squared, concentration of A squared. So in this, and as you can see, whenever we have something like y is equal to x square, for example, we have y is equal to x square, and we make a graph, we know it's going to be a parabola like this. So obviously, since the concentration, I just redraw this parabola again. We know that y is equal to x square is a parabola like this. Okay, so it's a parabola, and obviously, since concentration cannot be negative, we only have this side of the parabola, and you can see that the equation rate is equal to k times the concentration of A squared is of the same order, like y is equal to mx square. So we will get a parabola style graph, and k will be equal to the gradient at any point. The gradient of rate over A squared at any point. The rate, so not the gradient of rate over A squared, not the gradient, but it will be rate over A squared at any point will give us K. And the gradient will be equal to rate over the concentration of A, because obviously, so we can just say that the gradient will be equal to K times the concentration of A. And because if we multiply this A over here, it becomes A squared, and if we multiply this over here, it becomes A squared, and it goes away from here. So you just need to know that to calculate K, you can first calculate the gradient, which is gradient at the point, which is rate over the concentration of A. So this is the gradient at that point, and then you can divide it by the concentration at that point, so that you get rate over A squared, so you get the value of K. So this is for zero, first and second order, the rate versus concentration graphs. Now, as I said, like the graphs of first and second order are very similar. Now you can see these are the graphs we talked about. They are very similar. So how do we differentiate between them? So there is something known as half-life. You must have studied it in physics. It is the time taken for the amount of the radioactive sample to halve. So similarly, half-life in chemical reactions is the time taken for the initial concentration of the reactant to halve. So in first order reactions, so like if we say, yeah, this will be around 0.5 C. So we can draw this line over here and here. So basically, this time t is the time taken for C to go to 0.5 C. Now if we half it again to 0.25 C, now you can see that this time and this time they have similar widths. So this is T1, this is T, this is 2T, because it takes T to go from C to 0.5 C, and it again takes time T to go from 0.5 C to 0.25 C. And as you can see from the graph, this block is equal to this block. So you can see that the half-life is constant. So for first order reactions, T half, which is the half-life, is constant. But in the case of second order, now let's take second order. So this is C. 0.5 C will be somewhere here. So this is the time taken. And 0.25 C will be somewhere here. And this is the time taken. So now you can see that this width is much smaller than this width. and like let's half it again. So when we half it again, the width keeps on increasing.